Hey guys, it's Lauren here. I'm popping in today to share a beautiful layout with you. Do you like it? Look at that. I have been challenged by, this layout is as part of the Hip Kit Club design team and my commitment to them, and I was challenged to use the September kits embellishments, but I thought I'm going to amp it up and I'm going to use the papers out of the September kits as well. And to do a layout that is Halloween themed and using all those beautiful goodies that you see there. So I thought, okay, there's some new cut files in the up over on the Hip Kit Club site, and if you're a subscriber you can access all of the new ones, but I think if you're not a subscriber there's still some free ones that you can go and access over there as well. So I suggest that you click on the link below and pop over to the website, and I'm not sure if these two are part of the free ones for everyone, but they may just be. And you've got this really cute little spooky boo one with the spider web there, and you also have one that says beautiful life, and it's all sort of integrated into one, but I've just modified it by snipping off a few bits. So I got BOOtiful, not beautiful life. So I had this little photo shoot with Katie the other day. Katie recently had all her hair cut off and donated to an organisation that makes hair into wigs for people who are living with an illness that has caused their treatment has caused their hair loss. So Katie's beautiful golden locks are now on their way to be transformed into a wig for someone who may need it. And so we had a little photo shoot beforehand to sort of celebrate her hair, and we were out kind of near the beach, and then we found this kind of spooky property. It was really weird. It's sort of in the middle of nowhere, and there was this wrought iron gate there. It was all rusty and there was vines growing through it, and it was really creepy, and I knew that if I added a black and white filter it would get extra creepy, and I thought, this is the photo that I'm going to use for this layout coming up now. But because it wasn't actually a typical Halloween theme, I thought I'm going to pretty it up a little bit and sort of use some other elements just to sort of have that balance between a really spooky layout and a pretty girly layout. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm using some beautiful papers from the Dear Lizzie collection, and I've fussy cut some of those gorgeous flowers that you've seen me use on a layout a couple of weeks ago, and I'm just going to layer this up and build it like my normal technique is, which is building clusters and adding a little bit of mixed media to it. So here I am just double mounting my photo, which is nice, and I ruffle up those edges really just to emphasize the border. But because I'm limited, this cut file is quite large, I'm limited with my space. I really want to keep that as that border as small as possible, so I've just made it a really skinny one there, and I've also gessoed my background paper there. Now, in hindsight, I should have stuck the gessoed piece of paper on to the background before gessoing it, because it kind of buckled a bit there. So I sort of, it's not too bad at all. And like right now I'm looking at the layout and it's completely fine and flat, but it did make adhering the two pieces of paper a little bit more tricky. So my suggestion is adhere them down if you wanted to do a border effect like I've done first, then apply the gesso, so then it's all one and it works together. So if it is going to lift a little, it'll lift as one. And I think in hindsight, that's what I should do. So in the October kits, we've got these gorgeous Lindy Stamp Gang. It's like the magical powders that we get in the colour kit, but these ones are called starburst sprays. So all you do, it's got the powder in there, and then all you do is add water and fill it up to the line that's sort of indicated on the side of the bottle. Give it a good shake, wait 10 minutes, let sort of, I guess, the pigments settle, and then you're ready to go. But as you can see, I've just poured a little bit out, and I'm using it like I would use the powders. And I'm just, filling my brush, letting the brush soak up the fluid and sort of rolling the brush around. That's sort of the way I tend to do it. I sort of soak up the brush, like it's quite a hairy brush. I soak it up, and then I kind of just let the fluid kind of be pushed out of the brush, if that makes sense. And that sort of gives me that kind of rolly, cloudy look. All those technical terms, you must be astounded by my technical knowledge. The rolly. Anyway, so I just want to add a little bit of mixed media, A, because I was really busting to play with the sprays, and B, because I know that what the sprays do is give me a layer behind my photo or my cluster or my cut file that isn't bulky, but helps transition from the background into the main cluster that's there. So I'm really falling, as you can see, if you go back on the layouts I've done recently, and then even if you look at my Instagram page, all my layouts are on there, you can see that I've really fallen in love with the use of mixed media in this way. And I think it's so important to be mindful of your layering. Instead of getting those really stark lines, that's a beautiful look. Having really clean pages is a really beautiful look. But at the moment, my flavour is just to get a little bit messy. And I found that it really helps my transition from that background into my cluster or highlighting my photo there. So I encourage you that if you are a Hip Kit Club subscriber or you have mixed media products in your stash, give it a go. Just have a little bit of a play. You can remember to, if you're using cardstock like this, which is I think one of the Dear Lizzie ones, you have to apply gesso. And I would even suggest maybe applying 2 coats of gesso, because the gesso is the platform. It's the layer in which the product will sit on top and not soak through your page. Because if we put that much liquid on just the page without any gesso, it would just buckle and soak in, and it probably rip and start to fluff up. So the gesso is like that barrier to protect your page and allows your product to sit on top of it. I hope that makes sense. Any questions, let me know in the comments below. Now, here I am. I'm just building more layers around my photo, because I really, in all this lovely embellishment and cut file and mixed media, I don't want to lose what the intention is of this page, and that it is to highlight Katie and this little moment that we were having. And so I really want to make sure that stands out. So I'm using the colours that are in the flowers, and I'm trying to incorporate and think about, sorry, my throat, I'm not well, I'm coming down with something, and I've got a cup of coffee here that I thought I'm going to have a quick sip of coffee and see if I can get my throat to work. It's clearly failing on me now. But yes, I'm having a look at all the colours in my embellishments that I'm wanting to use, and I'm trying to tie more of that in. I'm trying to keep it all coordinated, as well as give a bit of a girly feel, not too scary feel, if that makes sense. Now, I thought, I've got this really white cut file and no other white anywhere else really. So I thought I need to sort of help the cut file settle into the page as well. So just using some watered down white acrylic paint, it's like a 50-50 ratio. I'd put 50% acrylic paint in and top it up with 50% water and mix it up really well. And that allows me to have use it as a spray or a medium on my page, and it just settles that really strong colour down in the background, but also helps bring in some white to match the cut file. So, and you'll also see me when I'm adding some final embellishment touches, I'm looking for some white things just to sort of balance the page out. Katie is, it's a very dark photo. It's like the black and white and I added some filters to make it more spooky like. So it's very dark, which is why I felt it important to do a dark border. I'm looking for complementary dark things to even out the layout, if that makes sense. So if I'm putting a green thing on one side, I want to make sure there's a couple of other little areas where there's a green thing. And if I'm looking, and if there's some blue things, I want to make sure I've got some blue things in random spots as well. Around the page. So as you can see, I've got an orange frame there that's quite strong. I've put another frame down the bottom, and over there on the third O is that flower, and it's got that pop of orange there. So as you can see, I've tried to balance out my colours, and I'm thinking about that the spider's web and the boo wording there, that's a very white cluster, and you'll see me, I've got a little flower in the end, and I try and position it somewhere. See, here I am trying to sort of calm down that big block of white, and you'll see shortly I'll put a little flower there that will sort of do that job for me. But I'm not intentionally doing that. I think I'm just going with the flow of what I think feels right. But here I am adding a white element, see, I need to pull in some white things just to make it transition well. I tend to, I'm not thinking, oh, I'm putting 3 elements on here of this color or that. I'm just going with what I feel right, what feels right, and what I tend to intuitively that guides my scrapbooking. But when I look back on it, that's what I tend to have found that I'm doing. And that's been a nice learning thing for me, doing videos for YouTube and things like that, because I'm actually watching myself create and seeing my process when I wouldn't otherwise do it. I'm just not even thinking about it. So here I am being just mindful of colour position. Have I got enough things? Am I doing the challenge right, which is to create a Halloween layout and use the embellishment kit? So as you can see, I was pulling out some Pink for a Studio stickers there. That's the office hours collection, which has nothing to do with spookiness at all, but I knew that I could incorporate some of the elements if I modified them. And here I am, I've got these cute little Dear Lizzie enamel pieces, and I'm just adding a few things around there, and that's ticking off part of my challenge. Oh, look, I've got my new little tool that broke. I was so devastated when that broke. And then a beautiful fellow scrapbooker, I had a crop on the weekend. I hosted a crop on the weekend, and there was about 20 of us, and we were scrapbooking, and one of them was a creative memories consultant, and she gives me my little tool that I love so much. I was so excited. So you'll start to see that little tool pop into my layouts again. It's such a valuable little tool for me in positioning enamel dots and titles and getting things up when I've stuck something down and I want to maneuver it. So that little tool I'm so happy about. It's the little things in life that make you happy. There you go. There's that little orange element there that I wanted to pop in and help sort of settle down that big white section. And here I am coming in with just some title words from the Dear Lizzie collection and putting some happy photo themed words around, and just sort of adding those final little bits of gold, and I think I'm really mindful. I really want to use up my stash and those things that I want to hoard. I'm trying not to hoard anymore, and I'm putting them down, and it's been lots of fun. So here I am. I was umming and ahhing whether I journal in white pen or black pen, but I knew because I had my black border, my black photo, a black pop down the bottom corner, I think would be really helpful for the layout as well. So I've just added my journaling there. If you like my layout, please give it a like and share it with your friends. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Well, I hope you like my style and listening to me ramble on. And I'd love you to become a subscriber if I inspire you. And also, if you're interested in looking at the Hip Kit Club, the link is in my description below. I encourage you to check it out. We're a great family over there. We're really supportive. We love to share our techniques and thoughts and come and be a part of the community. All right, guys, happy scrapping. Take care. Bye.